your relationship is going to kill you. We've been happily married, very happily married, for the past 10 years. We've been together for 11 years. You have not. So, we're going to give you some game right now. This is why you suck at dating.
Hi, so I'm Megan.
And I'm Dave.
And today we're going to be talking about basically when to leave. And it's not just when to leave a relationship, but it's when to leave mentally and leave physically. So there's a lot of things that we're going to go into today with that. But I want to start off with the fact that some of you are in a relationship right now and you know that you should have left. It's been time.
Yep.
But you've given excuses because you're lonely. And it's fine to be lonely. It's fine to say, okay, am I supposed to leave? Am I not supposed to leave? But you have to make a decision to go at a certain point, or it is going to kill you, mentally and physically. I think a lot of people, when you get into a relationship, you're obviously not thinking that you ever want to leave the relationship. That's not the first thing that comes to mind. And so I think one of the main things that happens when you start to have a relationship that you should have been left in was that you look back at the beginning of the relationship and you're like, oh my gosh, but they were so this, they were so that.
That's it.
So they can be that again. We can have that again. And you're looking at the honeymoon phase a lot of times. You're looking at things that weren't even real, right?
Yeah, they weren't real. And why weren't they real?
Because your dopamine was being released.
And that person was putting on a face.
They were putting on the best face, and you were just excited to meet somebody. But then you got to realize and got to know the real person. And problems arose. And it could have been problems that were fixable that you guys just didn't fix, and now it's too far down the line to fix them. Or it could have been problems that you guys just both are actually different people and you're actually not supposed to be together.
Yeah, they could not be a bad person at all. So you can have a bad person, you know you should leave if you're with somebody who's not doing you right. Somebody who's abusive, is cheating, playing the game still, and you just got caught up in the game. Don't keep selling yourself some lie. Like, please leave. But if you're the other person who's not dealing with somebody who's necessarily bad, but you guys have problems, you're butting heads, you're not like-minded. You guys don't see life the same way. So it's time to go. And it's selfish on both ends to keep the relationship alive because it actually is really dead. Like I said,
and
it's killing you.
And it might not even be horrible. That's the thing. I think everyone always focuses on like the obvious, like he's cheating, he's beating you, she's like very clingy, she's very obsessed. Like the things that are just like, well, duh, you obvious. Should leave. But there's this like lukewarm middle ground, and I feel like that's the most dangerous ground because that's the ground that usually keeps you way longer, and then you end up just progressing naturally. You date for a long time, then you get engaged, and you either have kids or you have kids before, and then you get married or you don't get married and you just stay, and all this time is there because it's comfortable. And I think that relates to like a lot in life. It's not just relationships, of course. Like I can't remember who said it, but there was a person who said basically that like you never want to be like comfortable in life, like just middle comfortable, and just be like, well, I'm not amazing, but I'm also not horrible, because when you're amazing, then of course you're going to continue to grow. And then when you're doing really, really bad, then you're like, I have to get out of the situation. But it's the middle ground that's like the most dangerous, because it's like, well, it's not horrible here.
Oh, yeah. So, was that like business information or something like that? Yeah, that we're listening to? Yeah.
It was like something about business or life. And it was just, it's not horrible here right now. So I'm okay.
It's just stagnant.
Yeah. But that eventually leads, like you're either progressing or degressing. Yeah. So
and if you're stagnant, you're going to devolve.
Yeah, that's just what happens. So it's like when that happens, I feel like you have to look at yourself right now, because you're still dating, and think, am I actually like living my best life?
Yeah.
Do I feel amazing in this relationship? And not like everyone doesn't go through hard times, but it's just, is this really the person that's like, this is my person? Yeah. You hear a lot of people talk sometimes and they're just like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in a person, or I don't know about like, and it doesn't mean that there's just one person, but it's like, I don't know, like I feel like people can just grow into love, and you hear a lot of people talk about things like that, and that's just not true. It's not true. And when that person is feeling that way, eventually they could find someone who is actually the person that they're supposed to be with. And at that point, you're left, right? You're left in a relationship that you knew that you should have left in a long time ago, but now you've wasted too much time, and now you're heartbroken because you are out of options, and it's 10 years later, and you should have left 2 years in, 1 year in, and you're just now realizing, like, dang, this person didn't even really love me, and actually I didn't really love them.
Yeah. And when you do that, opportunities are going to come by, they're going to present themselves, and they're going to have to do with other people. And you might end up liking somebody, and that person likes you, and they're just like, why are you with this person?
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to so many girls who've been in that situation when I was younger, and I was just like, what, like, you just lost pretty much all your credibility, all your value, and who I thought you were because you're with him. And you've been with him for years, X amount of years. Why? You have a child with this person and you're still here with them? Like,
you're just here.
What are you doing? Like I said, you're going to miss out on opportunity at that point, because what you're here for while you're watching a video like this, like, you're looking for love. So if you want love, but you're selling this lie to yourself saying that this person that you're with, that you're not supposed to be with, is the love of your life, because like she said, it's the early stages. What it really is like, you lied in the beginning about who they are because you made up a character. They could have like not even presented that to you, but what you thought that fairy tale should be, you projected it onto them.
Whatever it was.
And so, yeah, whatever it is. And now you're stuck trying to make this thing true with this person because they're the only one that could possibly have this. Yeah. Like, these are the things that I want this person to have. It's like, a lot of people need to let go of like this commitment mindset as if they're like super married. Like me and her, we're committed. We already told each other like we're committed no matter what.
We've had friends.
Yeah.
Who've all broken up, by the way. And
we knew. And we're not Debbie Downers. We just knew.
No, we just actually knew, and it's sad.
We didn't sabotage those relationships, by the way. We didn't say nothing.
Never.
We shut up.
Yeah.
If they talk to us,
we gave our opinion.
We still just like, and our opinion is not what we're saying right here. We don't want people to break up. No. But if we see that there's red flags, it's like,
look at the red flags.
Weigh them out.
The red flags to people are not usually red flags. Like, a red flag could be, you guys are culturally different. Like, maybe this person loves rock and roll, loves the country, loves like just a different pace in life.
A different lifestyle.
Yeah. And you love the city. You love hip hop. You love going to the clubs. But you guys have a lot of other things in common. Culturally, though, you're still different. Yeah. There's still culturally things that are different about you. And I don't believe in the thing that people say when they say opposites attract.
You know, I just listened to somebody say that. They said, that's a lie. They were super mad about it. And I was just like, yeah, whoever did say that is not true. And just relationships in general. It's like, no, they don't.
I think it's attraction maybe on a superficial level. Like, oh, that's very cool that person's into that. If you're like an open-minded person. Yeah. That's
or maybe
something.
Like the feminine and masculine at their best is like good for each other. Like, that's something different.
But not... We need to stop. You need to stop. I'll say, not we, because I'm part of this anymore. But you need to stop thinking that just because you're lonely and just because you have a couple things in common with someone and that person wants to date you too, that means that you guys are supposed to be together.
It's not true.
And that you're supposed to stay together. That's just not the case. Just because they haven't broken up with you yet and you haven't broken up with them and you don't have like a huge thing going on in your relationship, isn't amazing. Do you want a subpar life? No, you don't, because you're watching this video. And do you have a subpar life in anything else? You know? Like, nobody goes into just, I'll use looks as an example and say like, I want to look mid. That's my goal.
Yeah, like
I want to be mid. Like that's nobody's goal is to say I want to be mid. Their goal is to be the best that they can be because they want to be attractive to society. The same thing goes for your relationship. The goal is to be the best that it can be so that you can be the best that you can be, because it's going to suck the life out of you if you are in a mid relationship. Yeah. It just will.
What's the point? Like, there is no point. You might as well be single. You might as well start to develop yourself and wait until you're developed enough to actually just attract the right person. That's what this channel is all about for you and for people like you, is not to put yourself in this seat of, I am so desperate that I just need this person and I have to keep on holding on to this thing, this relationship. It's not even a real relationship. No. This page is for you to actually realize that you've always had the power to just sit and be still and chill out and do your thing. Like, do you. You're supposed to literally like become more aware with information. You're already off to a great start right now just by listening to this. Listen to other things as well. Read other things. And when you do, come to the fact that you don't need what you're in right now. It's not real. It's literally fake.
And that doesn't mean that if you actually do have a good relationship and you're just going through a hard time, that you leave. We're going to talk about that. This video's not for you if that's you. In the next video.
Hold on tight to your relationship.
This video is not about that. This video is about mid relationships where there's no, like we've said before, whimsy, no fireworks, no big spark. That's just like, this is it. Like, when you know it, you know it. And if you're questioning yourself right now saying, I don't know if then it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just not. You don't even have to question it.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, of course.
You need to be aware enough to not think that the lie that you've sold yourself is what she just said right there. You can't. A lot of people get stuck right there like, yeah, no, they are the one. Yeah. And it's like on the outside I can see like, no, they're not. You're just delusional. So you need to break free from that delusion by actually being real with yourself and asking yourself the hard questions. Are they faithful to me? Does this person, and that's like we said, if you know that they're trash, you know they're trash. Be honest with yourself. But if it's like this person's not necessarily trash, but we're just not seeing eye to eye on so many things, you need to ask yourself, what are those things that we're not seeing eye to eye on, and are these things critical in our lives? Like, is this very important to me? Is this very important to them? Go ahead.
And I would just say on top of that, look at how they treat other people.
That too.
Because that's how they'll treat you. Just because you feel like at this moment that they may not be, like, maybe you're in the early stages, and if you are, thank goodness, because you can get out earlier than later. But if they're treating other people, I've seen so many people who have been in early relationships and the person is a douche to everybody else, but they're kind to that person in a way for now because they're putting on the best face because they want that person. Once the novelty, I guess I'll say, wears off of that person, they're going to treat that person the same exact way. If they're a douche to everyone else, they're going to be a douche to you once you're not new and shiny to them anymore.
Yeah, and ask about past relationships and expect for a person that is not honest, obviously, or, doesn't reveal everything, which is just not honesty to me, to make themselves seem like they were the one that was doing good and the other person was not. Like, that's what you have to look for, because when me and her got together and we talked about our past relationships, we talked about why we didn't like being with that person, but we talked about why we weren't good for that person as well. That's what we talked to, even to the point where she apologized to one of her exes.
I did.
I was like, you probably should apologize. I didn't know that was the case. You probably should do that. I literally told her that it's fine for her to reach out to an ex. That was my idea for her to go in contact. I wasn't tripping about that at all.
And he asked me to dinner and I said no.
Yes, to lunch. It was to lunch. We should go get lunch. I was like, that's not what she was talking about.
Because that person, there was nothing wrong with that person. That's actually a great example. Yeah. There was nothing wrong at all with that person. I could have stayed in that relationship and it probably would have progressed very far. But I didn't, because I knew that that person wasn't meant for me. Like, that person thought that we were supposed to be together, but it was all surface level stuff. There was nothing deep down, like we've talked about before in our videos, with the friendship that was like, I can have a blast with this person. I can talk to this person about whatever. And there's sexual chemistry. There's a lot that goes in. Like, there's different levels, not just a friend, not just a lover, not just someone that you can, you know, call a protector, call someone that you trust. It's like, look at all aspects.
It's the package.
Yeah.
It's the whole
look
deal.
at all aspects, because you could have someone that's a great friend and you're like, this person's a really good friend, but you're not sexually attracted to them at all. That still matters. Like, that actually still matters.
Because you're gonna neglect their need for it. And it's like, and you're also neglecting your need for somebody that you're attracted to. So it's like, just because you guys are cool like that doesn't mean that it matches up, because you have to be attracted to this person. It doesn't just turn into something like, well, eventually I learned how to be attracted to them. Anybody who says that, which I've heard several times, I feel like they're lying. I really do.
And it's like, when you ask that person, there's other people that they actually are genuinely naturally attracted to. Two things. One, it makes the person that they're with feel like crap, because it's like, you had to learn to like me, but you like this person. And two,
you think Justin Bieber is sexy?
You
but not me?
Deep down inside that you are not attracted to this person.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you just know that. So why are you doing that? You want them to be attracted to you. How would you feel if they were like, to be honest, I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
I'm not attracted to you, but I love your personality. It's like, what?
And then, like I said, they're commenting on a celebrity the next time you guys are chilling, and you're just like, or they say it to a friend.
I
love
just Rihanna. Like, she's sexy. Like, okay, you don't say that about me.
Yeah, like what?
That's so weird.
It happens all the time to people.
And on the flip side, you could have someone that you're really attracted to. Like, this person is amazing to you, like sexy. However, you have no friendship. There's nothing there besides the attraction, and maybe a couple things that you guys have in common. You like the same music. You have nice clothes. Basically, other things that go along with being attractive.
Yeah. So.
And there's no, again, that's just going to fall through. What's going to hold you is having a strong foundation. So look and see. And if you don't have that strong foundation in all aspects, it's time for you to go.
It is. So that moves us to our next point: when to stop trying.
Yes.
So obviously that's the first thing, weighing it out and seeing, like, are we the same? Are we compatible? After you get to that point, you need to know, like, within, you have to go within and say, like, that the choice has always been mine, and the longer I'm prolonging this, like, the more detrimental this is going to be to this person, and even yourself too. Because, like, especially for those of you who actually have a friendship in somebody, you know, if you have a friendship in the person that you're talking to, and you guys don't really fight when it comes to the core of who you are, it's more so just there's misunderstandings, you're gonna feel bad if you're, like, you already feel bad. So you're gonna feel like you feel bad about this person not being the one. You're gonna feel bad about keeping them in that state of limbo as you're showing them that you're not attracted to them anymore. And if you are still selling yourself this lie, you need to stop as well, because it's gonna blow up really bad, because it's festering. And so the moment that you wake up and realize, like, yeah, no, I've been lying, the next move is to break up. And it's been years, this person is gonna be like, what's the sudden change?
Yeah. Or it's the opposite, and they break up with you, and you didn't even realize, and now you're trying to get them back, and you need to stop.
Yeah.
I see so many people, and I've seen so many people that have broken up, and you should be grateful that you've broken up, because you weren't even supposed to be together. And instead, you're trying to get this person back, and you're saying, I've tried everything. I don't know what else to do. Stop. That's what you do, is stop trying. Like, don't continue to keep trying and beating a dead horse. Yeah. Like, it's dead. Be grateful it's dead. It wasn't even supposed to be alive.
Oh my goodness. It wasn't. It wasn't.
And so be grateful and move forward now. That's like if you had a really, really, really sick dog, and then the dog died, and you were trying to bring the dog back to life.
Or if you just, like, taxidermied it and was just like, yeah.
And it's like, no, this dog is dead. Stop trying to bring it back. Like, that's awful. Stop trying in your relationship. It's making you look pathetic.
Yeah.
It's making you look pathetic to stop. After someone has broken up with you, and you already knew we've all been in relationships like that as kids, especially, where you're just like,
where you're young and trying to figure it all out.
I knew I wasn't supposed to be with this person. But the difference is, the thing that makes it more pathetic is when you keep trying.
Yeah.
Don't try anymore. We've seen people who have been dragged through the mud, and then they still try to get back with that person after that person is like, no, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with you. No. And it's just sad, and it almost comes across as like a prideful thing more than a love for the person, because the relationship probably most often sucked. And so it's like, are you upset that you're not with the person, or are you upset that the relationship status is gone? Which one is it?
Yeah, it boils down to this. It's a self-esteem issue. Like, if you don't have any real confidence, I'm talking real confidence, not the fake stuff, the real stuff that literally like makes you feel like you're on top of the world because you love your life and you love yourself. If you are not in that place, you're revealing that to people through your actions on a consistent basis. And one of the main things is your relationship, like, because that's on display. So if and it's not about caring about what the whole world thinks, but even just like this person that you're still chasing, whether you're male or female, chasing somebody.
Who's already said they don't want you.
Who doesn't want you? You're literally just becoming more pathetic to them because you don't have any self-esteem. How does this person that is, let's say they're not a good person, how does this person that's not a good person have more self-esteem than you? How are they walking around with more confidence than you? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Or
like,
even if they are a good person.
Yeah.
Why? Why would they even want you then?
Yeah.
Is the real thing. You want to just, if that ever happens and you are broken up with and you're just like, what the heck? No matter what, look at it as a good opportunity. Even if he broke up with me, which would never happen.
I would never.
But even if that happened, it's okay to be sad, you know? It's okay to mourn the relationship and to be shocked. It's okay to have feelings.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Be robotic.
Yes.
However, move forward in the fact that it's dead.
Yeah.
Okay? It's dead. If that person comes back and, you know, tries with you and you guys reconcile and it's like a thing, fine. But don't you try unless you've done something horrible.
Yeah.
If you haven't done anything horrible, there's no need to try. Just be grateful that this is some type of moment of growth for you, no matter what. There's some type of growth, and rest in your value, like you said. Rest in the fact that you know that what you bring to the table, and if you are confident in your value and you do have true value, then be confident in that and say they missed out. And if you don't have true value, get some true value.
Yeah. I talk about this often. A lot of people like when I talk about it. On Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you go and look that up if you haven't heard of that, it's just a pyramid and it shows you like basic human needs, right? And at the top is self-actualization, and then right below that is self-esteem, and then right below that is belonging and love. So if you don't have self-esteem, there's really no way for you to attract real love. It's not true love. And it doesn't mean that insecure people out there don't have like good relationships with people. I've seen it, but it's really hard, and that's something that's rare if you even have that. But there's going to be problems there because you're going to be a person who doesn't have self-esteem in your relationship, or is going to be both people that don't. So my point here is you want to gain self-esteem so that you're able on that pyramid to have what's right below it. Because
what happens with the pyramid?
What do you mean?
Like, you can't grow unless you have the other one?
No, so they say that sometimes. They say at the bottom, like, is security and like your shelter and all that. You need that stuff. You do need it. You need to be able to have a home and stuff like that. But you can self-actualize before anything is what I learned. You can go to the top and self-actualize because it's all perspective.
And then the rest.
Will flow down. So that's what it really is. It's backwards. They tell you have to work your way up. You actually can go to the very top, and then you can have everything below. So if you self-actualize, you have everything. But you become self-actualized really when you do start to have self-esteem as well, because the information comes with it. So like you're listening to information right now, this can like spark something in your brain to the point where you have an epiphany, and you're like, wait, I just noticed something about myself that I never noticed before. there you go, you're self-actualizing. So then you can expect for things like self-esteem to come in after that. And it depends on the topic, of course, but you are going to have some kind of self-esteem in an area. So since we're talking about love and relationships right here, if you self-actualize in this area, you actually will unlock that self-esteem and you will unlock love in your life. And it starts with loving yourself, like I said. A lot of people talk about this love yourself, but they don't understand that there's self-development in that process. So they're just like, yeah, all of my flaws and everything, I love them. And they'll just go forward and be like a stupid person.
If you love yourself, then you would want to
take care of yourself. Yes, you'll work on yourself. So when you're working on yourself, then the people that are for you in your relationships in general, like literally the people in your family, your coworkers, your friends, all of that stuff, the ones that are not on that wave or on that frequency will start to go. And then the ones that are, you will automatically attract them. So that's your love life. This person that you're not supposed to be with anymore will go automatically, and you'll be like, I don't need you. I never needed you. And I'm grateful because I know who I am. I have self-actualized.
Exactly.
And I have self-esteem now. And so now I'm going to have the right love and I'm chilling.
So stop trying. That's the main point, is stop trying. If someone's broken something off with you, or you're in a relationship that you see that you really shouldn't be in, stop giving your effort there and start putting your effort into yourself.
Yep.
Don't put your effort into someone else until your cup is full, and then you'll just attract what is naturally supposed to be there anyway, because your cup's full. So now it's time for someone else to pour into you and you to pour into them, because you can now.
Yep. Move forward. It's time to go. It's time to our last point that we want to make is to stop grieving, like this whole entire thing, like that whether it's your past relationships and you're still stuck on that, and you're just like, this happened to me, so I don't know, I don't feel like confident when it comes to love anymore.
Let's sit there for a second.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do that.
I think that's a big thing.
I'm gonna get some water. Hold on.
A lot of people go through is they've been hurt before in the past.
You want some water?
Yeah, I'll take some more. Thank you. They've been hurt before in the past. They are scared of being hurt again. That's a huge one. Or you're still hung up on this person, hung up on this dream love that you thought you had that wasn't actually a good love. And it's like, you gotta stop grieving and move forward with your life now. It's time to move forward. And it's fine to have a grieving period in your relationship after you've broken up of a few months, whatever. During that time, heal, grow, cool. But to still be hung up on something, hung up on someone, hung up on the idea mainly, it's awful, because you're just wasting time. You're stuck in time and stuck in something that happened way a long time ago. And life is moving forward.
It is.
Time is moving forward. And are you moving forward with your life? It's not just moving forward to the next relationship.
Yeah, no.
That's not what we're saying.
Too many people do that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not going to grieve. I'm just going to move forward. Let me hop into the next relationship. You have a problem as well. We're saying move forward with your mindset first. Move forward with growing mentally first. Reflect on that past relationship because it didn't work out for a reason. So reflect on the bad things, the things that you could do to grow. Don't even really focus on the other person. Don't focus on them. Stop grieving them, and don't blame them either. Don't really focus on anything that they did to you, but focus on maybe why you let that happen to yourself.
Yeah, you manifested that. You literally brought that person into your life. You chose it. You had a moment where you guys met, you were talking, and you decided this is going to be the person I'm with. You did it. You could have said no. And that's okay. So let's not talk about it anymore. Let's move forward. If we're going to talk about it, we're going to reflect on why you were the one who signed up for this. And we're going to talk about how you don't sign up for this anymore and you sign up for the right things. Because the past really, I don't know if you said this already, but the past is fake. Did you talk about that?
No.
The past is not real. It doesn't exist. It never exists. Like, the past is literally just moments ago right now. Just a second ago. It's gone. Yeah. It does not exist. And then the future doesn't, because you have to create it in this moment. Everything comes down to this moment. That's Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now.
Yes.
Like, if you haven't read that one, that's like a foundational one.
It's because you keep focusing on the past or the future, and you're not living in the present. So you're never gonna grow.
Create.
You're never gonna grow because you're always focusing on the next moment or the past. And right now, we're talking about the past.
Yeah.
The grieving. Or I guess you could still consider it the future, because you could grieve that and just be like, oh, I wish I had, I want to have.
Yeah, a lot of people do that all the time. Literally just start creating now. Okay, if you want it, that's great. Let's start doing it. What are we going to do now?
Focus on you. That's a lot of things that you don't feel comfortable with. It's hard to focus on you, you know, because that's not something that we're naturally taught to do. We're not taught to reflect on ourselves, to see what's going on with us, to even feel our feelings sometimes, to even naturally know what we're feeling. So many people don't even know how to. We have a daughter, and we're trying to teach her now, this is what you're feeling, how to express it, what to do about it, how to change that feeling if it's a negative feeling, or bask in that feeling if it's a good feeling. Focus on those things about yourself. Look up some things on growth, you know? Look up some things on how you can even connect with yourself to understand who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you want? Do you even know what you want? Or are you just thinking you know what you want based off of what society is telling you?
Yeah.
Don't grieve the past. That does nothing for you. It literally does nothing besides remind you of all the mistakes that you've made, or remind you of a false sense of happiness that you thought you had, but then if you were to look back, you were actually just feeling nostalgic and looking at certain moments, but the relationship sucked and that's why it's over. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
And then if you fantasize about the future, that also doesn't do anything, because you're not changing anything.
Yeah.
Focus on the now instead, and focus on how to grow and just release the past so that you can move forward.
Yeah, like it's just treat it like this. This is something so simple. When it comes to doing anything like riding a bike or even just walking, like when we're babies and stuff, when is the last time that you ever beat yourself on the head about you having to learn how to do that? You fell on the bike. You fell when you were walking. Like you failed. We use this word fail. I think it's the system. I think it's the school system giving us F's, D's, you know, just a grading system. We do that to ourselves in the most critical areas. But when it comes to all these other things that like we see other people doing all the time, and we just treat it like, yeah, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna figure it out as a kid, or I'm gonna ride a bike, like I'm gonna drive a car. Some of you guys probably still can't drive, I get it. But literally, why do you beat yourself up about your love life and messing up, failing with relationships, but you don't do that with these other things? Like, it doesn't make sense.
We're looking around us.
Yeah.
We're looking around and we're thinking that we have a false time on us, basically, a false clock. And it's like, I think that I should be in this state in my life right now. I'm about to be 30, or I'm about to be 40. I should be married. I should have kids. And it's all just a false sense of reality.
Who told you that? It had to be your environment.
And I understand with women, there is a certain age, of course, that you can get to. But if you're going to use that clock, use it as motivation to focus on yourself.
Yes.
Not as a hindrance to say, why don't I have this right now? Instead, say, I should be here in my life with my development.
Mm-hmm.
I should be at this level of maturity. I should be at this level of understanding right now, this level of wisdom. And again, don't look at it negatively, but just say, I'm not there.
Let me do it.
I'm not there. Let me be honest. I want to get there. And so then the other things happen.
What do I need to do?
You're looking at the result and saying, I should have this result, but you're not looking at the things that lead to that result.
Yeah.
So if you're just looking at the result and saying, I need to have, that's like saying I need to have a house. Cool. You do need to have a house, but you're not looking at how you're going to get money to get a house, how you're going to get the manpower to move into the house. You're not looking at anything else, and you're just saying, I need the house. There's all the steps in between that you have to do first to get the house.
Yeah. It's literally with everything. Like, it's the same with love, and a lot of people don't realize that. And I want you to realize that today. Like, there are steps. And these steps don't have to be difficult.
No.
You're going to go through challenges. Like, they're going to be things that are like, you know, like they take time, or, you know, they take a little bit more effort. But that effort, it's all about self-development. So when you're going through it, it's like, oh, I'm learning. Like, I'm actually enjoying the process. I really am. We're watching my cousin flourish during her time trying to not find love, but attract it by just loving herself. And she's doing all these things. She's changing her health. She's changing the relationships around her. Her biggest thing was that.
And she's not just doing it for a relationship.
No, she's not. That's what I'm saying. That's not at the forefront of her mind, to the point where we talk about like love and all that. Isn't the conversation doesn't end up being about love and like a relationship that she wants. We could break some of that stuff down, but a lot of times we're just talking about what she's doing now in order to make herself feel good in these moments. And like she's such a different person than who she was just a little while ago.
And that's the person that is going to find the best love, because they have their standards here, and they're going to attract a person who also has their standards here. And I guarantee you that she is not looking back in the past and saying, or in the future and saying, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Or, man, what happened there? I missed out on that. Why did we break up? I don't even understand. That was the best. It doesn't matter.
If she is reflecting on any of that, she's always doing like, I see why that didn't work out now. Like, I really get it. Like, and that could have been a thing if we both were in alignment, and it was even me. I could say, she always says that. She goes back to herself. It was even me in these areas. I think I was doing this to him, and that probably made him feel like XYZ because he's still good. I think she has an ex-boyfriend. Yes, she does, who she says her family like treats him like a son. Like, that's basically like he's not always there or anything. It's not weird right now. They know how to respect her boundaries, but it's more so just like they love this person, and she's okay with them loving this person because he was great, but they just weren't compatible that way. And maybe they'll work out in the future, who knows? But there was no real alignment there in those moments. So when she talks about it with me, she's not beating herself over her head or beating him over his head about what was done wrong. It's more so just reflection so that she could self-actualize. Again, she's just looking for epiphanies so that she could live her life in this present moment and make better decisions and have a happier life. And that's literally what you have to do in order to get the love that you want.
Because if not, it's going to suck the life out of you.
Yeah.
All three of these things that we've talked about, they're going to suck the life out of you mentally and physically. They just are. And you're going to die with these things on your deathbed instead of dying a happy life, dying a life that was fulfilled. Do you want to be fulfilled when you die, or do you want to be like at the end of your death, at the end of your life, still like, I never got that true love?
Look how many people go through that. Like, look around. Look how many real successful like relationships that you want, like the type that you want. I'm not talking about on TV and all that. People sell lies. I'm talking about in your real life, in your personal life, when it comes to your family, friends, all that, associates. Whose marriage, whose relationship in general looks so beautiful where you're like, I need that. I have to have that, because it's not the flashy stuff. It's who they are and how they complement each other. I need that in my relationship. You don't know many people like that. And the other people are full of regret, including the ones that are still with that person. Like, they literally just think about, do you want to be that?
It doesn't matter if they've been together 5 years or they've been together 50 years. Are they genuinely happy? And are they genuinely living a fulfilled life in their relationship?
Yeah.
That's why it's so magical, I think, when you see those like TikToks and those videos of like older people and they're like together and you can just tell that they just like really enjoy themselves. It's only magical because we don't see it a lot.
Yeah.
If it was a standard in society, then it wouldn't be magical. It would just be like, oh, that's sweet. Yeah. But it's so magical because that's just so rare, because so many people go through life in one of these three things right here, and it just never works out for them fully.
It doesn't. And that is so sad to watch people just be in that and be like, I guess this is love. Yeah. Or I guess this is just what we do. It's like I hear so many people that are younger that talk about how they wish their parents would have divorced. Rather than stay together, because their parents are just unhappy in their relationship, but in the same house, sleeping in separate rooms and stuff like that, you know. And it's like arguing when they go out, or just arguing in the house, and it's like, there's negative energy here. Yeah. So what's the point? So it's selfish, not only when it comes to hurting yourself and hurting the other person that you're in a relationship with, it's other people around you. Even if you don't have kids with this person, the other people who are family members and stuff like that, they don't like to see that energy. They don't like to feel it. So why you don't understand when you're like stuck in a toxic relationship or something that isn't good, how much that affects everyone around you.
It affects everybody.
It just does. And
people are not going to want you around.
Yeah, because you reek. That was my point. You reek of a bad relationship. It's just like, I could see it. I actually know I'm so good at it now that when I'm out, I know when somebody is not in a healthy relationship for the most part. Like if I see two people together, or even sometimes a single person, I mean, not a single person, a person that's in a relationship, but they're by themselves. Like if I know that they're in a relationship, like let's say they're a coworker or something like that, and we don't talk about those things. I just know it's not good at home for you. It's not. It can't be, because look how you conduct yourself.
Yeah. It's just like, I can tell. I have coworkers where I can tell they're in good relationships, and I have coworkers where I can tell, like, you're not happy. You're actually not happy. It's just the energy that you have.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, just by the way I talk about my husband and how I just move, nobody can say that about me.
Yeah.
Nobody can say that. That's one thing that nobody can say about us.
Yeah, they can't.
And they had a lot of stuff to say about us when we first got married, because we got married so young. But nobody was ever...
Because their relationship sucks. They were projecting.
They hate us
I didn't know that because
they
they hate us. Yes.
Do you know that quote? You're pretty cool. If you don't, it's okay.
But
however,
if you know the person who said it, then and you know who they were.
That's true. I don't get down with that. I don't get down with that.
It was James Franco.
to not get sidetracked. Do people, when they look at you, what do you feel like your aura is? Has anyone come up to you and talked to you about your relationship in a good way, or in a way that's like nudging, like, are you sure you want to be in this relationship? You have a friend sometimes who will just tell you straight up, like, this person is not for you.
And you need to listen.
And sometimes you have the people who will just be like, I don't know. Like, they'll just drop little hints. Listen to those little hints.
Yeah.
Obviously, see if they're a hater. But if they're not a hater, listen to those little hints. And do you ever have anyone asking? People ask us all the time about our relationship and why we're so happy. Do you have that? Do you have someone asking you why you're so happy if you're not in a relationship and you are moving forward? Do you have someone saying, like, what do you do? Why are you so happy? Yeah. Why are you so good at life? They won't say it like that, but they might ask you little questions. People ask us little questions all the time about what we think. How do I think? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And they value my opinion because of how I live my life.
Yeah. They see it. It's the aura. They want it. You know, they want it for themselves. It's not that they want to be you, but they want to be in a similar position so that they could be happy.
And if you're not there, talk to some people who are there.
Yeah, that's it. Surround yourself with that. That's another, that will probably, do you want to end after this?
Yeah,
after
I say,
look,
good.
Surround yourself with the people who are in great relationships, because like I said, majority of people around you are probably not in a good relationship. And you have, like, when we got together, at first we were religious, and we had people around us who actually were in marriages, and I could say that a lot of them were like pretty solid. In other areas I don't agree with, but that's their life. But when it comes to their marriage, I did get to see a lot of good examples of like the foundational elements.
I literally had never seen that before. But when I met him, I saw a lot of people in good relationships, and I was just like, that's so cool. And on that side, those people were pushing us forward, not in a bad way, but just pushing us forward to get married and encouraging us because they saw what we had too.
Yeah, they saw it was special. It's like,
get around those people. And if you're in a relationship, see what they think genuinely, because those people, if they are happy, they just want you to be happy too. Nobody's going to be hating on you.
Yeah.
So if they're giving you advice and saying, this probably actually isn't the person for you, you should really listen to that advice, because they're trying to get the best result for you too. And if they're telling you, you're doing really good, like, you guys should really keep moving forward, that's a really, really good sign.
It is.
It's a really good sign. Nobody in a relationship is going to be hating on someone. So if they're giving you advice to get out of a relationship, get out of the relationship.
Yeah, literally. Like, a happy person will never just sit there and try to rain on the parade,
no.
On your parade when it comes to your relationship. They just won't.
They
see
never something
have,
and genuinely just ask, like, what is it? What do you see? Like, have an open mind about it, because it could be you.
Yeah, it really could.
You could be the problem. So focus on yourself, move forward, and stop trying to beat a dead horse.
Yeah, stop trying to taxidermy a dead horse or dog and play with it. It's weird.
Yes. Focus on yourself. That's the homework this time around. Is focus on yourself. Focus on your growth.
In the present moment.
As you're growing, I don't even say the homework should be to analyze the relationship right now if you're in the relationship. I would say just focus on your growth, and through that, you're going to start to see if your relationship is one of the things that we've talked about here.
Ponder on this video and how you feel about it, and maybe other things that relate to it that you've heard already or that you're going to hear. And yeah, just sit with that and say, how can I start conducting myself in order to live a better life and live in the present? You'll get there. You'll self-actualize, and you will get the rest. Like I said, you will develop the self-esteem, and you will find the love that you deserve. And if you're not in a good relationship right now, like she said, you'll see it. And if you are in a good one and you just need to patch some things up, that'll come to you'll realize that as well. So yeah, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, come back because we got more, as we always do.
We do.
Peace.